Hello and welcome back. Let's get ready to sketch. So I did this a few times because I found that sometimes it's kind of difficult to explain how to draw something. So we're going to draw the figure, the male figure, the basic male figure. All right. Is this in focus? Why is it out of focus? I don't know. Is it? Okay, there we go. All right, so the basic male figure, there's different ways of doing it, and I would just practice all the different methods and tutorials out there. Just play around with it. This is just what I've come up with based on other methods too. So with that said, let's place a point, top point here, and then I'll keep this in camera, a bottom point right there. Then you draw your center line. All right, then you find the midpoint there, and then you divide the top half into thirds. All right, then the next thing I think is the most helpful to figure out is the width of the shoulders, and we're going to do a front view. So whatever it is on this side is the same on that side. Okay, that's going to determine the width of the head, because the head is going to be, you would divide this is actually the collarbone. You would divide that into thirds, and that determines the width of the head. And I use this top point as the brow line. So just draw a circle, and that's going to be the middle, the center of that circle. And then you have your neck, and the chin is about right there. Okay. This third, so this would be the pit of the neck. This would be the beginning of the rib cage here. This line, the midpoint, is the hip. And for a male figure, I would just do equal for now. And then, let's see what's next. The next part would be, I would just draw triangles to begin forming the torso area, the upper body. Next would be the chest. You can divide this part in half. You get your chest area here. All right, and then this would be the navel. And then just draw the side, the torso. You can add the lats, and then the trapezius right here. All right, so that's the upper body. Next, let's do the lower half. So for that, so we divided the lower half into thirds, okay? And the knee is actually in the one of the thirds here, the middle third here is where the knees go. And the knees are going to be within, well, if it's just standing forward like that, the knees will be like that. All right. And then, so from this midpoint, just draw the inside part of the leg here. Okay. And then I would just drop a straight line down. This is the ground line right here. This is the widest part would be this middle part of the thigh. Okay. And then the feet is like in the bottom third here. You divide it into thirds again, and then you get the feet. Just bring it forward a little bit. And draw in your lower legs. Then for the arms, so this, where the collarbone is, just below it, these are the joints, shoulder joint. The elbow is going to be about where the navel is. And then I like to do the inside part of the arm here, figure out where that is. And then the wrist is a little bit past the hip. And I like to do the outer part of the lower arms there. And then the fingers will be the mid-thigh, extended, when they're extended. Okay. And then you just draw in your cylinders. And that's the basic male figure front view. Now let's do a side view. So we'll keep the same proportion. So place the top point, the bottom point, the center line, and then the midpoint right here. And divide it into thirds in the top and bottom half of it. So in the side view, we'll use this front view as a guide. But there is the curvature of the spine that we're going to do here. So the way that works is in the top half of the body, starting from where the collarbone would be, you have an S curve, or you have a curve, and it's going to look like that. It's going to go towards the midpoint. So it's going to go back and then towards the midpoint. And then and as it curves back around, it's going to represent the front of the thigh, and it's going to curve back towards where the knee is. And again, we keep the same proportion. And then the back of the calves curve back around again, like so. And then that. Then place the feet right there. So then the neck curves back around, and then use the top point as the line of the brow for the head, and then use what you know about how to draw the head. Okay. That's the basic skeleton there. And then basically, yeah, it's the same proportions there. Hopefully that makes sense. Okay. Then there's going to be another alternating curve here, because it's all about balance when you draw the body, so, or the figure. So from where the chest is, again, using the same proportions that we went over, it's going to curve out, and then the rib cage. So you're going to get that kind of curve just to balance out the back. From the lower part, drop down the back of the thighs, and obviously the muscles, the size of the muscles and stuff determines things, but this is the basic form. Okay. And then place the arms, all that according to the proportions that we figured out. All right, so then you have that, and then place the abdomen. I'm going to draw the head a little too big there. That's why you should use a pencil. Okay. So what I'm going to do next is just draw what I was just talking about. It'll be easier so that you can listen to the first part explaining it, which probably sounds more difficult than it is, just to demonstrate it. Let's do that again. see past the camera here. So yeah, just practice that. Hopefully that makes sense. I think it does. Hopefully. Alright, so until next time, keep on sketching.